In the northeastern corner of Greece, from the evergreen mountainsides of the Rhodope mountain range up until where the Aegean Sea gently touches the calm coast of Thrace, the landscape of the prefecture of Xanthi unfolds itself. This land of legends and traditions opens its doors to those visitors wishing to learn about its history and discover the unfathomable beauty of its nature. Access is possible through all mediums of transport. Airports, Alexander the Great and Democritus, are both within a small distance to the prefecture, with daily flights throughout the year connecting Thrace with Athens and many other European cities. The Via Egnatia runs along the prefecture and passes through the city of Xanthi. It is the most modern road access for communication with Europe, the Balkans and Asia. Here commences a trip through history, beginning with the era of myth and legend and reaching up to modern age, antiquity, Byzantium, modern times. Here is the land that reverberated with Orpheus' lyre, son of the god Apollo, and his muse Calliope. Mythology comes alive at the Vistonida lake, where Hercules managed to tame and claim the 4 cannibal horses of Diomedes, the king of Vistonen, thus performing his 8th feat. However, through this adventure he lost his beloved friend Abderus, and therefore, in order to honor him, he founded the city of Abdera in this very place. Ancient Abdera was birthplace and home to great philosophers and poets. Democritus, father of atomic theory, Protagoras, the most famous of sophists, and many others. The Archaeological Museum of Abdera is home to an important number of objects presented in 3 thematic areas: public life, private life, and burial traditions. A grave dating from the 2nd century BC belongs to the Macedonian era. Anastasiopolis, north of Vistonida Lake, was founded by Emperor Anastasios I. The area was later renamed Peritherior. Xanthi, a bridge between north and south, a crossroad in the paths of east and west. Towards the end of the 1800s, cultivation and trading of tobacco marked the area's development. The reconstruction of the settlement known today as the Old City also took place during this period. A short walk away from the modern city, you enter the stone-paved alleyways of a dream town. In only one instant, time changes course and transports you to the past. It is one of the largest traditional settlements in our country and has remained untouched by the passing of time, preserving its nobility and splendor. Alleys, paving, uphill paths, crooks, impressive old mansions, all of them unique, compose a magical picture. The house of the great Greek musical composer Manos Hadzidakis, who was born in Xanthi in 1925, has helped in the development of the prefecture of Xanthi through its transformation into a museum. On the edges of the city of Xanthi, the tobacco warehouses are well preserved, samples of industrial architecture and the navel of economic prosperity towards the end of the 19th century. The churches are the soul and spirit of the old city. The Cathedral of Timiu Prodromou, built in 1839 and renovated in 1995, sleepless guardian of the old city with a rich interior decoration. The Church of Pamegiston Taxiarchon Kavaki, founded in 1834 and is the oldest church in Xanthi. The Church of Akathistou Imnou has survived several earthquakes and fires since 1867 until today. The Church of Agios Vlasis, reconstructed in 1838. The images in the temple are works of art by a monk of Mount Athos. The Archdiocese offers to the Archbishop of Xanthi and Peripherio. Despite the passing of time, the residents of the area have tried to keep traditions alive. Well set out folklore museums bring the visitor into contact with a genuine local culture. The Folklore Museum of Xanthi was founded in 1975 and is housed at the Kuchuntoglu mansion, which dates to 1860 in the old city of Xanthi. The museum exhibits include Xanthi in its period of prosperity, with references to the bourgeoisie and the tobacco industrialists, daily life and feasts, with regards to the agricultural and farming life of Thraiki, and industrialism in Xanthi. The Folklore Museum of Xanthi, together with the Folklore Museums of Stavroupolis and Aptera, represent the foundations of tradition and invite you to visit them in order to discover the real wealth of the prefecture. Within the Rhodope mountain range and along the border with Bulgaria, we come across the Hades forest. It is one of the most wholesome and few remaining ecosystems in Europe and has been named a National Nature Reserve. Forest villages can be found between the Hades forest and the Livaditi waterfalls in the area of Erimanthu. The Livaditi waterfalls are precious jewels of the Western Mountain Range. Following the mountain path brings you close to the beautiful beach, mountain pine and fir forest. This is the largest such forest in the Balkans, at an elevation of 1,200 meters and a height of 45 meters. A real monument to nature. The Rhodope Mountains, overflowing with water sources and vegetation, and an abundance of fruit, is one of the last safe havens for wildlife in Greece. A flock of around 70 to 80 wild horses live in the Nestou Straits and constitute a particularly interesting sector of the wild fauna. Nestus, the firstborn son of Thraiki, continues to be the pride of northeastern Greece due to its great ecological value and the rare beauty of its environment. Always a loyal companion, the railroad follows it step by step, allowing the visitors to admire its unparalleled beauty through the train windows. The Nestos Delta is considered amongst the most important wetlands of the country and of Europe, due to its expanse and variety of wildlife sanctuaries, such as the lagoons, reed beds, and aquatic woods, Kotsarman. Towards the interior of the region there are picturesque villages, traditional settlements, cobblestone paved alleyways and stone bridges that remind the visitor about the old ways of communication between villages and the historical myths and traditions of their people. In the mountainous regions of Xanthi, on the northeastern part of the prefecture, visitors have the unique opportunity to acquaint themselves with the mountain settlements, known as the villages of Pomako, that have preserved their character, language and traditions. These are the villages that developed the cultivation of the most expensive variety of tobacco in the world, the unique basma. Becoming acquainted with the residents and the beauty of its nature are sufficient incentives to get to know the region's daily life, its most particular characteristic. They are hard-working, welcoming, and always smiling people. A visit to these villages is a unique experience. Here, nostalgia, pleasure, and relaxation seem to coexist almost ideally. The traditional settlement of Sarakatsanos provides the visitor with the opportunity to experience unique moments in complete harmony with nature. In Stavroupolis, as well as in the picturesque villages of Nestos, the visitor will be amazed at the stone houses with their extended pergolas supported upon wooden beams leading towards the side of the road, and the unique traditional settlements submerged in vegetation. In Abdera, the cobbled roads, the stone houses and the idiosyncratic chimneys provide one more stroke in the picture of traditional settlements in the prefecture of Xanthi. Monastery of Panagias Kalamos. The monastery is situated towards the north of Xanthi, above the rocks, overlooking the Kosinthis Gorge. It was built during the years of the Iconoclasm between 726 to 843 AD by iconophilic monks. Monastery of Panagias Archangeliodissas. It is situated on the northeastern side of Xanthi, at the feet of the Rhodope mountain range, above the Samakov quarter in the Old City. It is dedicated to the harvest of the Virgin Mary. It was built around the mid-Byzantine period. Since the spring of 2000, the Ecclesiastical Museum of the Cathedral of Xanthi and Perithoriou operates in the eastern wing. Monastery of Pamegiston Taxiarchon. Below the Byzantine Acropolis of the city, with which it has always been affiliated, is the Monastery of Pamegiston Taxiarchon. The style of the temple is Byzantine, three-cornered and with a dome that assimilates the type of construction of many Catholic monasteries in Mount Athos. The dome, with its smooth lunettes rather than large windows, is an indicator that it was constructed in the mid-16th century. The Ecclesiastical school, seeding place for respected clergymen, teachers and scholars, has been housed here since 1946 in a modern building with teaching rooms and auxiliary spaces. In Porto Lagos, in a beautiful idyllic setting, is Ayos Nikolaos Monastery, the spiritual and iconic center of its namesake dependent monastery at the Vatobedi of Mount Athos. It is within Boro, built on an islet in Vistonides Lake, and is joined to the Xanthi Komotini National Road by a picturesque wooden bridge. The prefecture of Xanthi is a landscape endowed with an amazing natural beauty and a unique biological diversity. Vistonida Lake is one of the most important lakes in the country, spanning over 44,000 kilometers, and together with the small lagoons of Fanariu, Oxyrolimnis, Karatsa, Messis, Teleas and Elus on the east of the prefecture of Rhodope, and Lafris and Lafrudas on the west of the prefecture of Xanthi, it constitutes a particularly precious group of wetlands protected by the Ramsar Convention. The Vistonida Lake Information Center can be found in the area and is open to visitors. The expanse, variety and richness of these wetlands place the Nestu Delta and the Vistonita Lake amongst the special protection areas for bird fauna, Birds Directive of the European Union, as well as the Natura 2000 network. Life in the prefecture of Xanthi is always closely linked to the natural environment. It offers plenty of options for alternative tourism, including trekking, horse riding, mountaineering, mountain biking, river descents, bird watching, and anything else the visitor wishes to engage in. If desired, trained professionals can help you to take part in any of these outdoor activities. River descents with canoe kayak, rafts and Canadian canoe, the perfect way to enjoy the uniquely beautiful riverside nature. Walking excursions, mountain biking, horse riding and 4x4 vehicles are some of the suggested activities for an unforgettable experience. Animal and in particular bird watching in the natural environment in which they live and procreate is gaining popularity these days. For your stay at the prefecture of Xanthi, you will certainly find what you are looking for. The luxury hotels provide you with all the comforts you may need, or alternatively, if you are looking for peace and close contact with nature, there are plenty of traditional lodgings. Modern hotels and lodgings, ranging from the small to the large scale, welcome the visitor and offer inexhaustible scenarios for dream holidays. One of the strongest and most promising tourism development areas in the prefecture of Xanthi is the hosting and organization of conferences. A trip to the prefecture of Xanthi is only pleasantly complete after the visitor has had the opportunity to try the local flavors and gastronomy of the region. In Xanthi, the traditional restaurants and picturesque taverns on the city's cobbled roads wait for you to enjoy their amazing delicacies and their genuine traditional flavors. Aristocratic restaurants invite you to delight in their unfamiliar gastronomic experience with the special Mediterranean flavors of a high-class kitchen accompanied by an excellent abder and wine. The wine trails meet with their roots here in Thrace. Abder and wine has been well known and greatly coveted since ancient times. Near Abdera, there is a modern organic winery hosting a visitor centre where the visitor can learn about the winemaking process, visit the cellars and taste the famous Abderan wine. Freshly roasted chickpeas with a variety of flavours, the suzuk lukum and the freshly and uniquely roasted coffee all result in individual taste experiences. The famous sweets of Xanthi have been known throughout all of Greece and the world for their characteristically excellent quality. Karkiokas, Saragli, Grampiedes, Nougas, Sikapare and Ekmek, Tulumbes and Ravani, as well as many Eastern syrup sweets in one taste banquet. Each Saturday, the famous Bazaar of Xanthi becomes a festival for the senses. Sellers shouting out their offers, fresh fruit and vegetables, colourful fabrics, and further along the intoxicating aroma from herbs and spices. A mix of races and nationalities. Lose yourself within the pandemonium of sound, colour, aromas and tastes. You will enjoy it. Throughout the year, the city provides plenty of entertainment and cultural events. During August, the Nestos Festival, where the sounds of the river meet with those of the concerts, takes place. The Old City Festival is the largest cultural event in Xanthi. Taking place over 2 weeks during the borders of summer and autumn, Old Xanthi becomes the epicenter of cultural interest. In the beginning of spring, Xanthi celebrates the carnival with a frantic rhythm. In Xanthi, festivals and celebrations never end. Cosmopolitan bars and clubs complete the colourful puzzle of entertainment in Xanthi. The Paralia is the meeting place. If it is intense rhythms and frantic fun that you're after, then surely the light of dawn will find you in one of the city's clubs, accompanied by loud music, exhausted by dancing, and with a refreshing cocktail in your hands. If you choose to listen to Greek live music, you will have an unforgettable night full of cheer, dance and songs. If you love entertainment with the cosmopolitan atmosphere of an international casino combined with a high level of service, then visit the casino of Xanthi, where you will be met with a warm and friendly environment that absorbs the visitor from the very first instant. A magical coastline begins at the Nestos Delta and ends towards the east at the Lake of Istonida, with a rich choice of wavy beaches, calm gulfs, and small picturesque lakes. All the beaches of the prefecture stand out for their cleanliness, their sand, and services for the bathers such as refreshment stands, parasols, kiosks, and everything necessary for the visitor to enjoy the sun, the sea, and the holidays. Numerous picturesque taverns and fish taverns wait for you above the waves and offer their rich local specialities and fresh fish. Its rich history, its dedication to tradition, its churches and monasteries, its unparalleled natural beauty, its outdoor activities, its feast of flavors, the unique ecosystem, the folkloric and cultural events, the coexistence of religion and culture in combination with the warm hospitality of its residents all contribute in making the prefecture of Xanthi a holiday destination throughout the year. Xanthi, live your holidays.